like to introduce to you a good friend of mine who I happen to know also has misspent his youth playing a lot of the games that we've created, and however has led him down a very interesting path that I think you'll find quite interesting to hear about. I've known Eric for a decade or so now, and have joined him as an investor in a company that he is the president of, a company called Space Adventures, which many of you have heard me talk about before. And the journey that Space Adventures has gone on to start as a fledgling little company, and ultimately now has become the world's only space travel company, functioning space travel company, I think is quite interesting. Plus, Eric also happens to be an author. He, a year or so ago, published a book called the Space Explorer's Handbook and Space Tourist's Handbook.
Space Tourist Handbook.
And if you're interested, I've got a copy upstairs. You can find those on Amazon also. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Eric Anderson.
Actually, Richard and his support for Space Adventures, and for me personally, has a lot more to do with creating space tourism than a lot of people think. He was more than just an investor, and I'll tell a little bit about that. But this presentation, this discussion, is really a story about how we started an industry and created a market for private space travel. And this is something that took a long time, and things didn't quite always work out as we thought, but in the end they worked out better. Now is that something, in order to be really rooted in creativity, needs to be not only new but also useful. There's a lot of ideas out there that maybe aren't that useful and don't end up turning into very much. And similarly with innovation, the ability to not only think of something new, but actually make it happen and put it to work in a useful application is something that it took me a while to figure out. But really, you need to set yourself up for success in being creative and doing new things by really pursuing the things that you really love.